guys, what's up? Argument Hobo here, and today's Thanksgiving. You know what that means? Ooh, turkey, whatever you eat, delicious. But are there a lot of Thanksgiving games? No, there really aren't. So, I realize there really aren't that many Thanksgiving games, and this one itself is kind of a stretch, but today, we're gonna cover Donald Duck Goin Quackers. Yeah, fine, it's not a Thanksgiving game, but it's what I got, so that's what we're gonna go with. Deal with it. So, is Donald Duck a good Thanksgiving game? Well, no. Is it a good game in general? Let's find out. Time to hobo up! The story for Donald Duck Goin Quackers is that Daisy is reporting in Murloc's lair, but she's captured. Gladstone and Donald both set out to save her, and well, you take control of Donald, save Daisy, and stop Murloc. Plain and simple. Okay, the story is the generic save this person. As I've said a million times, I don't get tired of that. That's a good story in my opinion, and hey, you know, it's Disney, so they had to keep it somewhat family friendly. Ah well, we can talk about Kingdom Hearts another day. But for now, let's get to the gameplay. As far as gameplay goes, Donald Duck Goin Quackers, referred to hereafter as DD, is an action platformer where the goal is simple. Reach the end of the level. That's all you gotta do. Donald does not have a large moveset, but what he has works great, you know, quality over quantity. He can jump, double jump, and attack enemies. That's pretty much it. Donald needs to platform through 4 worlds: Ducky Mountain, Duckburg, Magica's Lair, and Murloc's Lair, respectively. Along the way, Donald will need to deal with hazards to avoid, enemies to kill, and a lot of things to collect along the way. Let's go over those real quick. There are cogs in the worlds to collect, a lot like the coins from Super Mario or the Wombat from Crash Bandicoot, where collecting 100 gets you an extra life. But if you collect 5 cogs in 1 second or less, you will get a letter for the word special. What does that do? We'll get there in a second. Donald can also collect orange juice or milkshake, depending on which mood he's in. You see, when Donald takes a hit, he gets angry. Collecting a milkshake while angry will restore you to happy mode. Collecting orange juice while happy makes you hyper, and hyper has a lot of benefits. But if you take a hit while angry, well, bye-bye Donald. While Donald is hyper, he can reveal secret passages. These secret passages will have cogs but also golden threads. The threads are used to create new outfits, and these outfits do not add anything to the game, but they look cool. So what's the special for? When you fill out the word special, you get a special move. You trigger the special move by jumping on 3 or more enemies' heads, then pressing R while in the air. You do a button combination and then Donald will do a weird little animation, but it makes him briefly invincible and cogs will be worth more. They can be really helpful in a pinch. Finishing a level will unlock the Gladstone time trial, and getting all the special moves in a world will unlock the special moves challenge. Completing both gets you coins. What are the coins for? We'll get into that later. You'll notice as you play there's a time limit in the levels, but really you get so much time that you never have to worry about the clock running down. At least I never had to. I never once had the clock run all the way down for me. As you play, you'll find checkpoints as you run across the stages, and the checkpoints are pretty frequent, but in the harder stages you'll be seeing these same points a lot because dying is pretty easy to do in this game. That's not to say the game is hard. The game does ramp up in difficulty as you go, but it's super easy to come across extra lives. Heck, I had the default amount of lives when I started, don't remember what that was, but by the time I finished the game I had about 50. So yeah, the game gives you extra lives by the barrelful as long as you keep collecting cogs and 1-ups. The level balancing is a bit odd. See, the first and 4th worlds have 4 levels, but the 2nd and 3rd only have 3, not including the boss fights. There's a total of 22 levels. Oh, right, there's bosses in this game. The bosses are not overly hard, but all require strategy to defeat. I did die a few times on these, but once I figured out the pattern, I had them down pretty easy. The animations in these nice too, but I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Is all this sounding familiar? Gee, I swear I've heard this kind of gameplay before in another game, but darn it, it's just escaping me. I'm sure it'll come to me later. The last thing I want to talk about before we go on is the special stages. You see, those coins you collected from the time trials and the special move challenges unlock these. They are the longest and hardest stages in the game. They're really only required if you want to complete the game 100%. If you don't, you can just ignore them. Strap in if you want to do them, because like I said, they're the longest and the hardest. Yeah, so Kadikarus once described this game as Crash Bandicoot with a Donald Duck paint job. He's not wrong. Although it's fun, the controls are responsive, and it's a good time all around. But let's wrap this up with the presentation before we decide the verdict. Graphically, this game is a powerhouse. This is a 2000 game, and even in 2018 it looks really, really good. Seriously, it would be easy to bump this up into HD. Hey, Disney, get on that. The levels all look great too, and they each go for a theme: the forest, the city, haunted mansion, and ancient temple. All of them look awesome, and they really complement the worlds they're supposed to represent. They nail them to a T. The music is great too. It matches the theme of the area it's in to a T, and it just sounds really good. I would definitely jam out to this on my iPod if I had an iPod. I can put it on my phone and listen to it while I drive. It'll work just fine. For the most part, the voice acting is excellent as well, although there are a few flubs here and there. In one instance, Gyro sounds like his voice was done over the phone. But other than that, the voice acting is very good as well.
Aha! That, my fine friend, is the astounding invention I made just for the most fashion-conscious people in the world. It's my outfit maker. To use it, you have to put in 10 golden threads. You can find them all over the world, but only if you know where to look.
The only other gripe I have with the game, aside from the short length, is Murloc. Every time you get hit, he has this giant evil laugh he just has to do, and you can't skip it. And it even happens while fighting him, and even afterwards.
God, just shut up already!
So that's Donald Duck Goin Quackers. How does it stand? Let's find out. How does it play? It plays really well, actually. Yeah, it's basically a rip from Crash Bandicoot, but I don't care. It's a great game, and I have a good time with it. How does it look and sound? Guys, this game looks awesome for 2001. It still holds up really well today. The voice acting, though, could have been a little better. I mean, sometimes the lines sound like they're recorded over the phone, but regardless, it's still a good-looking and sounding game. So this game is way beyond the bin. And that's gonna do it for me this year, guys. So come back next month when we do my Christmas special on my Q&A. But until then, I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. Hope you get lots of time with your family, lots of food, and remember what you're thankful for today. With all that said, see you guys in December. Hobo out.
Donald! Daisy!
Donald!
Murloc!
Daisy!
Gladstone!
Daisy!
Gladstone!
Murloc!
That's enough! Quiet!
Carol!
Yeah!